right. So, objective of the live session is simply to go through some of the alert logs. So, we are going to do that right now. Stay with me, and if you have any questions, as always, just leave your questions in the comments, and I will get back to it when I'm looking at the screen. So now you can see my trading view, and Nifty's chart is open. So we are seeing a bit of a strong opening on Nifty today. The next target of 25,600, right? This was the second target. This is being tested right now. The earlier resistance was 24,000, 25,000, and it said if the market sustains above 25,000, we can see rally to 25,600, and that rally is here. Uh, Now 25,600. Now, one more thing that you will notice is that this upward trending channel on Nifty has been breached, right? It has been breached upward. So 25,600 was the first target that's been achieved. Here, there was a negative divergence. Now, my concern is that this negative divergence has not yet played out. So I do think that there can be some correction, or I'm just trying to play it a little bit safe because of this negative divergence on both daily and 75. But because the rally is seems to be continuing upward, I believe that even if there is a correction, it won't be like a pretty major correction. It will be a minor one, but I would still be on the lookout for the same. um Yeah, I'm seeing if today's low gets breached, and if it does, then on 75-minute time frame, I will look out for the breach in this previous candle's low. So I will just set an alert here. Previous candle low breached. The broad market is a very good barometer of what we can expect on our own stocks, right? So here, let's move into stock analysis. Okay, Shree Cement. Well, this potential entry level was achieved, but then I did not create position here, and stock has moved up strongly. Now, my expectation is that it will revisit this level, and that is when I will ideally make position. What if this does not revisit the support level? Then I will not be going long on the stock. I have moved this level a little bit higher here because of this high here. So I want to be just above this high level, right? So this movement has been pretty rapid. I think it's going to pull back to the level of 40 here. So I'm going to set an alert crossing 40. Okay, that's it. So whether this line gets achieved touched first or 40 comes first, whatever, either of them, I would, ideally I'd want to take a long position, but not right now. I don't think the chart is strong enough. So Shri, that is Shri Cement. Let's move on. Oh, HAL is looking pretty good here. Yeah, this is like a really, really nice move. Oh, but it lacks volume. Yeah, I do, however, believe that the defense talks, they've declined for 2 days because of the ceasefire, but I think there is bullishness. Still, there is a lot of bullishness, and I think it's going to continue to rally. Most likely, it looks like it. So HA, what is a 15? So 15-minute is showing some bit of a volume pickup, but honestly, I don't want to work on the basis of 15-minute time frames analysis. That's just not very good for us. The weekly time frame is saying that we can expect a all-time high at the least. Here, this was a previous stop loss. So let me mark this one. So We did take a long position here, but then we got stopped out because where are we? I think somewhere here or here you got stopped. I don't remember. I have to check that. I will check that and set it up. But in the meantime, I do think that this was a strong support level, and the risk reward seems pretty attractive at this stage. Okay, I think this could be good. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I do see volume has picked up here consistently on the upside, and whenever the volume has stopped picking up, the stock has gone back into decline. But then again, when the stock has rallied, the volume pickup has come back. So I think it's pretty good. Uh, okay, moving on. Okay, if it moves above this point, I think this is a key resistance. If it moves above this point, I would like to know. Okay, coming back to Marco. Strong rally, Marco, and then strong, very, very strong. Let's remove this. This is old. Strong rally and volume uptick is also high. Okay, the bullishness had been established, breaking recent low. So it came back to retest the 100 EMA. I did see it, but I just didn't feel very convinced it was going to start rallying. And I set the alert here. Now, typically, Marico is a kind of stock which, it establishes a nice higher high and then continues to rally upward. And also, once it enters the overbought territory on the daily time frame, it tends to stay there for quite a while. Uh, I think in the next month there is a possibility that the stock can give around 8-9% returns. But I don't know. I want to kind of zoom out. This I'm going to delete because unlikely that the stock is going to come back. It did pull back to the previous high, but basically it just took this as the previous high. This was its previous high pullback, I would say. Oh, yeah. Okay, but we did not take that opportunity. So this was also previous high. So typically this stock, from what I can remember, it has a tendency to retest the previous high level, the support level basically, not once but twice. So it has been positive since here, but here it had failed to establish higher high. What is the weekly time frame saying? Weekly time frame is, well, the trend line. What if I adjust these a little bit? It's definitely a nice little upward trending channel for sure. Yeah, I remove that. I'm ignoring this little bit of a spike, but then basically I've tried to join these points, but it looks like a little bit extreme. Okay, let's take that for now and assess. There is an upward trending channel, but I'm trying to find the points of the key points here. Yeah, this is seeming a little yeah, I think I like this. Now, there's always a risk of curve fitting when it comes to drawing trend lines. It's a process of constant eyeballing. This trend line here would technically be a good resistance. Let's see if it will cross above this higher high and maybe give us some, you know, give us some indication. So we are going to set two alerts here. One will be pull back to previous high, and another is a higher high. And we can delete this one. Okay. Okay, why is okay, let's reload. I'm not sure, that alert seemed to be buggy, so we'll just recreate. There we go. Okay, so we've got two alerts. Now let's look at rainbow. Aditya is saying that, ma'am, bank nifty is bearish while nifty is bullish. I think net sideways to positive movement will occur. When you say net, I am getting the sense that you think somehow Nifty and Bank Nifty cancel each other out. That does not happen. Don't draw inferences where there are none. The way they do infer is that there is a positive correlation between Bank Nifty and Nifty, and when there's a divergence, that typically indicates towards breakdown of structure or a possible trend reversal. So if the trend was bullish on both, but now there's a divergence, there is a significant chance that there might be a, maybe a short-term reversal. That is the implication. Okay, so Power India has established a higher high, but I really don't see a stop loss revision opportunity here. Maybe a very, very slight stop loss revision opportunity. So we'll just move it to like by a few points, 19,310. Yeah. Yep. This is good. Let's move it to 4246. 4246. Hmm. Yeah, this can go either way. It might come back to retest the 20 EMA or it can shoot up. I think it is more likely to shoot up because the underlying trend is very, very strong here. This is one of my new entries. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. This has already moved up. No, this is kind of down since he took entry, but since it's sustained above 250 EMA, I think it can do well. And also the 20 EMA has been sustained pretty well. So I think I'm gonna let this be without any botheration. I do want to check out what's going on in SKF India. So SKF India is yet to trigger a higher high entry. I think if it goes above this, then I want to do that. And then the stop loss needs, oh, the stop loss is not 4484. Okay, I've already done 4484. Okay, from the price, got it. Okay, cool. So this will continue to remain, and even right now if I see, yeah, this yeah, this is still pretty good. Okay, let's see. So it's very negative all of this while, and it has just turned positive here. And I expect it to continue. This is just the beginning, literally the beginning of positivity. And the way this rally was established here, bounce back from 20 EMA, same thing I think is going to happen here also. And it's going to be a really sharp move. So it's a matter of patience, honestly. Yeah, let's check one thing. I'm not sure if this would have worked. Huh. Okay. This is not working for some reason. Interesting. Oh, gosh, are you kidding me? Okay. Okay, closed it. Okay, while things are happening. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure something out at my end. Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah, that is good. Sweet. All right. Let's carry on with this. Yeah. So we were looking at SKF India, and yes, this is what I wanted to do. So I do think there is strong potential. So I'm going to make sure that I have a nice position for my PMS. Yeah. And now I'm setting my stop loss. 4484, 44, 8464. Target is 5988, 5968. Yep, good. Moving on with the alerts. This you already checked. Now I've been following Rainbow for a while now, because I do think that there is potential for bullishness here. The ever since IPO, the stock has been going, in a very strong upward rally. This here was not as strong a momentum as it usually is, but it was still pretty strong. The only reason I have not initiated any trades, long trades here, is because this sector as a whole, that is the hospitality or health services sector as a whole, um, has not yet met my criteria for bullishness. So because of that, I'm not getting the confidence that I want to make position here. So that's why not going forward with this yet. So I've changed the higher high level, and I'm going to keep an eye out on that. But let's look at Avas. So Avas, we had taken a nice trade here, but so here what I can see is that Avas established a strong bull run here, but went into slight correction. Then it established bullishness again this point onward, stayed bullish up to here when it broke below the support, basically, turned negative, turned bullish here, right? And now it's going up. So, what should I do? So, it has established bullishness and now it's back above 60. Uh, this is where we booked our profits. It pulled back here. Well, I got plenty of alerts, but I did not create my position because of certain reasons. I can see the volume pickup here is also pretty good. Do I want to go forward with this? Because here, if it rallies, right? So I think it can probably pull back around here if the market, like we said, is, you know a little mixed right now. There's divergence between major indices and stuff, but it's also established a higher high. It can potentially give pullback. Now Avas, if you'll see, moves in very good momentum. um, it gives very good swings until majority of the time. So we are going to keep this alert here, and if this falls back to 1927, maybe we'll consider What is the daily time frame saying? Daily time frame is saying the underlying momentum is pretty strong. The 75-minute time frame's momentum is also pretty strong. The 15-minute time frame is also pretty strong. So I think there is good potential here. This is a finance stock. It is preparing to give a breakout. And honestly, if it does rally here and if it breaks above this resistance, then I would expect it to give a rapid rally. So I think if a position is made, I think this could be a good stop loss, right? And if I keep the long position tool there, 3% stop loss is very modest, and 15% target is also, it's the minimum, honestly, here, right? So this is kind of looking good because the volume pickup is nice. But I don't want to make the entry here. I want to enter it on a, excuse me, on a pullback. It did pull back to this previous high, and then, so if it moves, if it gives a breakout above this, then I will make the entry with this level, this potential entry level, as a stop loss, and I'll make immediate entry here. Immediate entry and change. Okay. uh yeah, this can go. So a power industries I bought yesterday for my clients. Unfortunately, I do not have time to post it in the Trade Together program because it was moving so fast. So something, when something like this happens, then people who are part of my shadow portfolio benefit a lot in these fast moving stocks. So this stock is already showing a profit of around 30,000. It was bought literally yesterday. Not bad, I would say. 6% profit since entry. And look at the volume increase. I mean, this is phenomenal. Though I personally wouldn't make fresh entry here, I'm glad that I'm sitting on this position since it gave a breakout. Um, and I'm just going to keep trailing my stop loss. I set a conservative alert target here. So when the price comes close to this target, I'm going to change it. Now, what is going on in Shri Cement? So, Shri Cements, we've already discussed this, so I'm going to close it. Apart, we've discussed. Okay, what is happening in Zydus Life? I like this stock. Um, I'm actually considering it for long term because I can see after a strong positive divergence, the 75-minute has turned positive for sure. The daily chart RSI has turned positive very recently, which is very good. Um, uh, so Divyansh is asking Power India. I'm actually long on Power India, like my members who follow term uh, my short term plan. Basically, you create short term positions on the basis of my calls. They are already long on Power India, and we are trailing our stop loss on that. So if you want a quick snapshot of my setup, this is the setup. Currently, the trailing stop loss is at 19,300 and the target is 20,900. So this is a conservative target. I might revise the target as it moves higher. Why is this? I don't know. I feel like everything is malfunctioning for me today. It's just one of those days. Maybe it's my internet. I don't know. Anywho, so Zydus Life. So in Zydus Life, what is happening? So that is that. Uh, oh yeah, I have a long position here, and I just want to double check that I set the stop loss. Yeah, I did. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the reason I took a long position here is like I said, the 75-minute time frame has recently become overbought and it gave a pullback. So when it gave the pullback to 20 EMA and when it confirmed a reversal, that is when basically I decided to create my own position and position for basically not my own position for my shadow portfolio clients. So there's one short term portfolio where I give you the calls and you have to do the execution. And for my shadow portfolio, for people who have office and they can't execute trades on their own, then they basically can shadow my portfolio using softwares, and I do all the setup for them. They don't have to worry about it. SKF India, we just discussed. Home First. So, Home First, we unfortunately had exited a bit soon, but then it went up and achieved my target. But so let's delete this alert because we don't need this. Let's remove this. We don't need this. Mm, I think I'm become a little bit biased on this stock, so I'm not going to assess it for some time. Oh, Godrej Industries. It's come back to revisit the previous high. So the previous high, as you can see, this is the previous high level. Okay, I don't know why this is so long. Yeah, so it's revisiting this level. So I think this is a very good potential entry. And then we can expect, because the underlying trend is positive, it's been positive this point on 75-minute time frame. Okay, this is looking pretty good. So I think it is time to reinitiate it. Okay, and then, oh, okay, interesting. Okay, okay, Yeah, I think this makes sense. Uh, okay, trendline wise. Um, okay, and I think since it's given a trend breakout into that territory, into that trajectory, I would expect, if not a breakout, at least a retest, at least a test of the resistance, just like it had done here, right? That would be my expectation. So 1183 and 1461, right? If we keep it like that, okay. Ooh, 1183, this level seems pretty short. Okay. Yeah, but this is the main candle. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye out on this one because this is a bit bigger than my comfort level. So, okay, let it be. It's fine. Um, Daily and 75-minute are showing positive range. Likelihood of continuation is high. Yeah, that is correct. We will. Nice. Okay. So Mahabank just gave us the alert, and what this is basically saying is that is daily chart is has just gone to positive range after giving high volume rallies, and then it corrected with really bad volumes. 75-minute chart has given a very clear cut positive range shift, and very clear cut positive range shift, just pull back and is continuing upward, and the volume pickup is visible on the green candles, which is a good sign. So I think if this is kept as a stop loss, and like, yeah, I think this will have to be kept. And if that is kept as the target, mm, unfortunately the risk is a little bit higher than my comfort here. So the risk reward ratio is not justifiable. It's less than 3. I think this would be a realistic target. So if I adjust the long position, I can see it's only 2.5. So that's why I will not be going forward with this. I will, however, move this higher high candle here and I will see if things start to look better. But this stock, honestly, I'm not very comfortable trading in this stock because of just how volatile it is. It requires very short term positions, and even in that, it requires a lot of risk taking ability, which is not something that I like to function with. Um, okay, let's assess what is going on here. Okay. I was just looking at RVNL, so it I think it looks pretty good. Sorry. Yeah. Um, so I had created a long position here because the price pulled back to the previous high, but I think I exited because I thought the 100 EMA was acting as a strong resistance, but clearly not because we see there's already a breakout above there. Now, these three candles you see, now the price needs to sustain above the high. So it has already established the higher high. That's why I got the alert. Because you see the downward pressure, the higher wicks on these three candles, that's basically was giving an indication of a strong selling pressure. Basically, a lot of people thinking the same way that I was thinking. But what is very evident here is the break. So right now the stock is above the 20 EME and this is looking strong. So let's see if the price is able to again create a higher high. If it does, then I think RVNL will potentially become a go long candidate. So I think this could act as a pretty good target, and I think I'll keep my stop loss here. But again, the problem with RVNL also is that it's a very volatile stock. Yeah, see, now this absolute loss of 6%, I'm not comfortable with. So if I do go forward with a position here, only because the risk reward ratio is above exactly at 3, I might take a position, but I will not allocate more than 5% of the total capital here. Okay, KPIT, interesting. Ooh, nice, big positive divergence, but price decline is still happening with a bit of a volume pickup. So I think this, what I have marked, this line is a very, very important resistance. So I want the stock to actually sustain above the, so it has established a higher high, which is good. Is this pullback buy worthy? Is what we need to assess. So let's remove all the existing drawings and just focus on this. Okay, see, positive divergence has occurred, but positive range shift has not been established yet. Underlying trend on the stock is extremely bullish, like extremely bullish, right? I don't like these trend lines. I'm going to remove them. Weekly time frame is also looking bullish despite of the correction, and the correction had been indicated by way of the loss of momentum that we saw. I think for a proper trendline trajectory, I'm going to look at just the last wave. So this looks like a lot better channel to me for sure, right? And you see over here, once the channel broke, it just keeps shifting lower here. The trajectory or the momentum was a lot different here. Uh, and until and unless we don't get a new series of higher highs, this is what we're simply going to follow. Now I'm ignoring this candle entirely because this was a very emotional opening day. So I'm going to take it from the next day. I'm going to take it from this point onward. So it is possible that KPIT might correct a little bit more, maybe come down and retest this level of 40. And on the 75-minute time frame, it has still not indicated, it has not signaled a go long for us. So let's see. Let's delete this alert. And I think, see, IT sector overall is not attractive yet. So we need to wait for that. By the way, today at 5, I will be coming live again to discuss the market outlook where we will do sectoral analysis. So don't forget to show up for that. The link will be shared in my Telegram channel. And if you want to join my Telegram channel, you can just visit Trade with Kavita. I'm going to show it on the screen for some time for you. Okay. So make sure you join the Telegram channel because the live link will be shared there. So Ganesh is repeatedly asking for analysis of VBL. I had analyzed VBL in the last live session, Ganesh, and it is not looking attractive right now. So I would suggest you to avoid it. Tata Steel is awaiting some confirmation, so we will have to wait for that to come up. Unless that happens, we will stay far from it. Dylan is asking what this is, what pair? I'm not sure what you mean. If you can elaborate a little bit, I would appreciate that. Um, okay, so yeah, KPIT in short, like I said, let's see if it becomes more positive. Right now it is not there. I do however want to see if it comes close to this and starts to look better. So testing trend line, and if it turns up and goes back above 100 EMA here, then uh, if it shows up on my RSQM, I will assess it. All right, so Torrent Power, I've already booked my profits in this stock. So I'm going to delete this for the time being. I have a feeling that it will come back to around this level. Wait, so we were trying in the short term plan to benefit here, but unfortunately it did not happen. Kept triggering the stop loss, and then after the stop loss trigger it rallied. Basically I should have been a little more patient and entered closer to the support. I kind of did a premature entry. uh, as a result of that we missed out on this here. So I'm going to delete this alert. Why is it not getting deleted? I don't know. Yeah, see, it's Trading view is malfunctioning for me a little bit today. Okay, it's gone. Nice. All right. So what's happening here? It is definitely turning up, but what I don't like is the volume. This is why I booked the profits on the shadow portfolio. The volume activity is not as good as I would like. Like it is not strong enough to be visible on the daily charts. See, on the daily charts, it's really sad. So there is a potential that it will retest a support before it actually shoots up. So when it retests, that is when I'm going to give a long call again in the short term portfolio. Until that happens, we are going to stay patient and stay out of this stock. So yeah, here also you see it established a higher high, but then gave a nice little pullback to the 20 EMA, right? So I am expecting it to give a nice little pullback to this cluster of EMA. Until that happens, we will steer clear. Sorry, one thing that I do want to do here is so that it doesn't completely fall out of my attention. I want to set up this alert here. Okay, and KPR we've discussed, Nifty we've discussed. CanBank. So CanBank, remember we discussed one of the live session and we said that this was a very good entry level if it comes down below the level of 105.84. So exactly it has come there in the buy zone and it started to rally. It's already up 7% in 7 days, which is fabulous. And I would not recommend a fresh entry now. I do think it has a target at 121. Um, Geofinance, higher high on Geofinance. Let's see. Okay, nice. Strong rally on Geofinance unfolding right now. 6% in 3 days. Not bad. Let's remove this unnecessary drawings to clean up the chart a little bit. Underlying trend is quite bullish. It looks so. I don't prefer to do short term trading on the stock. I prefer to do only long term in this. So for long term, I think it is pretty attractive. However, I am still waiting on. I'm still not. I'm personally not long on this because the other stocks which I have in my long term portfolio are performing better than this stock. So Thirumaran is asking for Hero Motorcorp. So I am personally bullish on Hero Motorcorp, as I have been saying in my market outlook series, which happens every Friday. I think the auto sector is gearing up for a rally, and Hero Motorcorp, Bajaj Auto are my picks, not Tata Motors. It is, in fact, Hero Motorcorp already is part of my long term, sorry, my short term plan. And the stock is already, it's already in profit, it's already gone up. It's already doing good for the members. So, by the way, guys, if you want to explore my short term plan, what you can do is you can visit my website. You can visit my website, EXP Invest, scroll down, and you can go into this link here and explore this short term plan, right? Same way, if you want to do swing trade training, you can do that. If you want long term plan to invest in long term stocks, you can do that. Or if you want to do all of them, then you can also explore this combined package. So the link is simply expinvest.in, or actually you can just go to expinvest.in/services. I think if you go to, no, not that. I think there is an anchor and I think it is hash services. I will just open it here. Yeah. So let me share this link with you in the chat if you're interested. All right. Carrying on with this. So Masdog created a higher high. That was a lot earlier. Since then, it has already triggered my stop loss and come back down. But oh, on the daily time frame, there is a very small positive divergence. So this line needs to be unextended here. It went into correction, but I think Masdog is also showing a positive divergence on 75-minute time frame. This is amazing, but I already have exposure to a lot of defense in my portfolio, so unfortunately I cannot create any further positions. I cannot, but my short-term plan members can, so they are going to get this recommendation. Okay, so I think it's very modest SL here. Just a couple of points down from a potential law of round number, and this is however really risky because whenever retail traders get obsessed with a sector, it just becomes extremely risky because sentimentality over there really shoots up. So while there is opportunity, you have to understand that it comes with its own risks. Okay, so I'm gonna take off. I have some personal work, but thank you so much for joining in for the alert analysis. I clearly have more work. I'm going to get through it as the day progresses. Thank you so much for joining, guys.